Guys, one of the marks of spiritual maturity is when you can be still, when you can be quiet, when you can actually enjoy being before God. Now, for that to happen, it requires recovering a lost art. And that's the lost art of taking a Sabbath. What a Sabbath is, it is stopping, it is ceasing, it is detaching from the stuff that ordinarily grips our minds and grips and directs our lives. Now, let me give you some things that if you're going to rest and be still before God, you are going to have to disengage from these. Here's number one: getting things done. Productivity. A lot of us, guys, we love nothing more than ticking something off of our task list. In fact, a day is only a worthy day if at the end of it we have a sense of achievement. And being before God is not about getting things done. It's not about achievement. It's not about task lists. It's about enjoying and savoring His presence. Number two, hurriedness. Truth be told, a lot of us, we don't like to just get one thing done. We like to get 3 or 4 things done at once. And this is why we can never actually actively listen to our wives. It's why we're never really there enjoying our kids, even when we're playing with them, because our mind and our worry is always taking us to some second thing that we're trying to get done in our heads. And a Sabbath is a day to detach from hurriedness and to say, you know what, I am just going to be present and I'm going to be available. Guys, number 3, physical exhaustion. When you think of a Sabbath, it's not a day to work out hard. Most of our bodies are already overly exhausted. Most guys, we don't sleep enough. We prioritize fitness over rest. And the Sabbath, it is a day to allow your body to be restored, even as your soul and your mind is being restored before God. Guys, number 4, decision making. I mean, how many of us have a whole host of things that are compounding a sense of stress? Because yes, there actually are big consequences, and we've got to figure out what to do for business, for family, for our own personal lives. But you know what? Truth be told, these decisions, as Proverbs 16 tells us, they're really in God's hands, not ours. And a Sabbath is a time when we, for a moment, realize how finite and weak we are, and we let God be God, and we rest, and we push those back for a period of time. Guys, number 5, worry. Again, worry comes from a sense that I have to control the universe. Worry is a symptom of not really believing that there is a God, or at least He's not attentive, He doesn't care, or He's not wise, or He's not powerful, or something is deficient about Him. And on the Sabbath, what we do is we remember, no, actually, He is all that He has said He is. I don't have to worry. If I seek first His kingdom, He will provide according to my needs. Guys, number 6, a Sabbath is a time to detach from our honey-do lists. Truth be told, as soon as we detach from work, most of us immediately take up a Saturday list, and all of that stuff that needs to get done around the house, all of the errands that we don't have time for on a Monday. Oh, now this is the space to get those things done. And you can see there that productivity is just slipping through the back door. No, it's not a day. It's not a time to fix the doorknob, to change the oil on the car, or to go and get a few things at the store. It's a time for God. Guys, number 7, noise. Again, most of us, we can't take noise. As soon as, we stop being busy, well, then all of a sudden we've got to put the radio on. We've got to put the television on. There's got to be something, some sound to fill the background of our consciousness. And the reason is we are uncomfortable with existing in solitude with God. And that's a sign of unhealth, not of health. If you're going to take a Sabbath, I would encourage you to detach from noise. Guys, number 8, entertainment. There's nothing wrong with entertainment. But again, what it does is it takes our attention so that we can't be attentive before God. We can't be mindful of Him. And really what we want to fill the space of a Sabbath with is we want to fill ourselves with a consciousness of being present before God. So yeah, detach even from entertainment. Guys, number 9, technology. Social media, email, voicemail. Cut yourself off from all of it. because it will grip you and it will lead to the worry and it will lead to the decision making and it will lead to the hurriedness. And so you've got to make a deliberate effort to say no. And guys, number 10 is actually not something that you stop doing. It's actually something you make time for. Number 10 is delight in God. That is the privilege. I'm not here today to tell you to do this every Sunday. I'm just here simply to say that you are going to need to make space. You're going to need to set aside days to be present before God. A Sabbath is when we have the freedom to do all of the things that on a typical day we don't get done, namely prayer, namely reading and meditating on the Word of God, namely showing love to those that God has placed in our life, beginning with our spouse, moving to our children, going on to those that we go to church with and our neighbors, and going on to all of the other people around us. It is a day to delight in God, to acknowledge the glory of His creation, the goodness of His providence, and to just savor the wonderful privilege of being in relationship with Him. Guys, take a Sabbath.